Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Fanatics magazine, and this is your daily show. I'm your host Khalid, Mohidin, and this is the show where we talk about all the major talking points in South African cricket. And I've got Mpho next to me. This is a great experience. The first time we met each other actually in this particular week. We saw some excellent women's cricket. The Women's Super League was on 3.0, of course, and some excellent cricket, obviously, Mpho.
Yes, good cricket all round. I think some standout performances throughout the 3 days, and I think even today when you looked at Faye Tunnicliffe's and Lizelle Lee's performances, you kind of realize that actually, sometimes it may not look good at the beginning, but it's about how you finish. And then today was a really strong finish.
Yeah, especially I'm talking about just today's performance. Faye under pressure, obviously having to put on the runs that she did, and she scored a 69. And then you had also Lizelle Lee, who didn't start off that well, and then today, obviously turning it on.
That 72 was
that 72 was incredible, eh?
Yes, just not enough to get her team over the line. I think that's the one thing that teams may need to look at when they go to the next edition in Johannesburg is if you're chasing, how do you manage the chase and manage the scoreboard pressure? Because even in the final game, chasing just 100 odd, the Thistles just whittled in the sunlight with a whole lot of incredible spin bowling we saw in the afternoon, which is something we also want to see, especially in South Africa. The wrist spinners of Madison Landsman and Khalid just tore up that Thistles batting lineup.
Yeah. So for you, would you say was probably the top performer of this tournament? For me personally, I thought Sunil Lewis was quite consistent, or excellent, probably top run scorer of the tournament. I think there were some excellent performances. Obviously, Madison Landsman today putting on an excellent performance. I thought that obviously the class as well. Excellent bowling figures throughout the tournament as well. What were some of your main takeaways?
So from a wicket-taking perspective, Banetti, Nombulumko Banetti was an incredible bowler for across all 3 games. Highest wicket taker with 7. Suneli's got 150 runs in each. All 3 of her innings. Kirsty Thompson playing very well for the 2 games. She wasn't picked in this final one for the Coronations, but she really played that great anchor role around Tasman Brits as well as Laura Wolfart. And Laura as well in the runs. She scored over 100 runs in this tournament as well. So Laura's looking very good. From a bowling perspective, I loved the way Moseline Daniels bowled. She didn't take a lot of wickets, but as a left-arm seamer, she was very accurate. Honing in on that off stump, very good Yorkers. The others that I think people should be looking out for from a spin perspective, you've got Jade de Figueiredo, who bowled well yesterday. Today she was economical. Didn't take as many wickets as she did yesterday. She's a really good left arm option as a spinner, and I think all round there were a lot of stand-up performances from the youngsters. Kushi Mystery in that first day, she surprised everybody with her batting and her bowling today. She gave it a little bit of flight. A lot of work that needs to be done with her to get her to that level. But it's very good showing for possibly the under-19 side that Denisha Devnaran might need to select for the upcoming under-19 World Cup.
Yeah. I think behind the stumps as well, Andri Grobler had a great day behind the stumps. Tisha Chetty, as per usual, we know what she offers, of course.
The one person who behind the stumps was Verenisa Reddy.
Really is.
They gave her, she had a lot of pressure moments, but she batted really, really well.
Yeah.
Well, not batted, but
she kept
very well, yes.
Yes, she was excellent behind the stumps, especially in the game under pressure. It was quite phenomenal. I think the game of the tournament for me had to be between the Duchesses and the Starlights today. I think it was excellent. The batting performances, of course. It was really, obviously, the top score of the tournament was scored today. So it was excellent day 3, mixed day 3. I think day 2 was probably the most competitive one for a day.
Yes, day 2 was very competitive. I think, and the thing about the 3 game tournament is that you'll find it hard to find combinations, because you're also trying to give everybody a fair opportunity. And I think that's what the coaches really struggled with. Yesterday, I felt that the Thistles, from a bowling perspective, everything clicked for them, and they were helped by the fact that they could put up a score of 140. Nonkululeko Tabete's 40-odd yesterday showed a lot of promise, but she needs to be consistent and build on that. Today, yes, they did try to give other people an opportunity with that low score. You kind of would want to say in hindsight that maybe they should have just started with the pair that started yesterday. Annika Bosch on day one was also very good for the Thistles with that 58. 50s were scored in this tournament. And so it's the same number that has been scored throughout the first two editions of the WSL. A lot more wickets were taken in this one. A lot more boundaries were hit in this one. So the level of cricket is improving.
Yes.
And also, like, towards the end, I love the captaincy that Nadine de Klerk showed to, even if you've got a Protea bowler in Ayabonga Kaka, with the way the pitch was going, it required a lot of spin bowlers, and that's what helped them win the game. So it was also really nice to see from that perspective. Prospective Protea women's captains going forward. Dumisi Kukuna did well for the Thistles. It's just towards the back end to this final game wasn't that great. So, and Shabnim bowling quickly.
Yeah,
I think she was
she was
she was cranking it up. There. And also from a coaching perspective, you got to see some of the up and coming coaches, Adele van Eck for the Coronations, Angelique Tai with the Thistles, who just went for just an all pace, right arm pace with a little bit of Moseline Daniels there, and you got to get a feel of what guys have Martelis van der Merwe doing well for the Starlights to get them for it was the Duchesses to get them a win there, and Claire Taylor Branch as well, showing that she's also got something happening and brewing in Western Province, because that entire Starlights side was mostly Western Province. So look, it was good. The next versions will be better. Everyone was looking to put up their hands for the Pakistan series. There were a few that did. Banetti did, Kirsty Thompson really did put up a hand. Annemarie Dirksen, I would have loved to see her bat today. She scored 66 yesterday. So a lot of questions for the selectors, but I think South African women's cricket is quite healthy, especially in this COVID hit year,
and especially with the youngsters. I really enjoyed the way the youngsters have performed. To see that we have such a dearth of youngsters in this country.
Yes, like for instance, Mona Lisa Lahodi took a wicket yesterday. She's 14 years old.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's craziness. It's absolute craziness. So it's great to see that. Thanks, Mpho, for coming on the show to talk about the women's game, and your commentary was also excellent. We were listening to it in the press box, so well done with that. But I'm also going to give a quick update to everybody out there as well on what happened in the 4-day series. So the Knights obviously beat the Lions. They needed 18 runs to win, and in the end, Dominic Hendricks really tried to fight through, scored a 98, but there was nobody really besides Ryan Rickleton, to really support him with a 40. I think he scored a 46. But ultimately, the Knights actually won that game, and the Cobras actually ended up losing. We thought that they're going to end up chasing that down, especially with Yaneman Malan. I think he scored 66, and nobody really helped him around him. So they ended up losing by quite a lot of runs. I think it was 80 runs they lost the game, or 60 runs they lost the game. I can't remember exactly what the score was. Ultimately, we have to know that the Cobras haven't won a game yet this season.
And that was against the
Warriors.
The Warriors,
Warriors was struggling too recently. It's quite a pain for Ashwell. I think Ashwell's not going to be very happy with the way
he hasn't played at home in those 3 games. It's a little bit unfair for them to have them play 3 games on the trot away from home. And yes, it's fine. Yes, on weekends they come home, but you also want to sleep in your bed, wake up, be comfortable.
That is true.
You know, if you have a bad day, you know that you can always go home, have whatever you do to get yourself mentally right, instead of sitting in a hotel room.
And also have the people around you that you can trust. You know, people close by that you trust that can get you to reframe and refocus. All of those type of things. I have to say that some of the Proteas really performed in this particular 4-day series campaign. We had Kyle Verena, of course, with I think a 97 he scored. We had obviously Rassie van der Dussen scoring 100. A lot of people were very critical about the way he batted, and I was like, first of all, it was a not out. Second of all, you have your whole team collapsing around you and you still didn't score 100. It's an excellent performance from his part. We obviously had Rudy second. He didn't make it into the test side this time around, but in the test squad this time around, but he scored a massive 100 for the Warriors, which actually helped them actually win that game a lot, because obviously they only scored, I think, a 180 odd in the first innings, and for them to come back and actually win the game against the Cobras is quite phenomenal. Great and Steerman. There was a particular wicket that we took Peter Manan's stumps out.
Yes,
That
where he
ball-
turned around and acted like he was a hero.
Yo,
That was very
if he can
good.
bowl like that, against Sri Lanka, the Sri Lankans are going to be in big trouble.
We want more of that, Clinton. We want a whole lot more of that.
Yeah, so excellent, guys, and thanks a lot for watching. Obviously, you know what to do. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Click that notification bell for all future videos. Don't forget to subscribe to Cricket Fanatics magazine. The link is on the screen and in the description. If you want to go for updates, we have all the WSL games. We will put it in one report for the final report, and you can click through to all the games. We also have an amazing interview with Madison Lansman, which I did before the tournament. So you just can get an understanding of what she's like. She was the star, basically, of the final game, in a way. We are going to have a women's show tomorrow evening where we're going to get 2 guests on the show. 2 stars of the tournament are going to come on the show and chat to us. A full women's panel, of course, where they're going to talk about the WSL and what they thought about it. Because most of the panel were streaming it and they weren't live at the game. So that will be an excellent insight on that part. And obviously, guys, if you have a business and you're looking to make sales online, even if your business is offline, the link is in the screen, in the description, how you can do that with us. Thank you to Mpho.
Sure.
Thank you to you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care.